Kia ora, I'm Marlaina Curtis. We all want food that's tasty, delicious and fast to cook. I'm going to introduce you to a whole new way of preparing your meals. I'm not a chef, but I have a passion for food and I want to share my passion with you. Hot, hot, hot. How are you feeling? Hot, hot, hot. Amazing dishes that combine fresh produce and pre-packed foods, all from your supermarkets. Marlaina's kitchen is made for you at home who freak out about preparing fancy food. Stick with me and I'll guarantee I'll change the way you think. You can create magic in the kitchen. These are time-saving meals with none of the fuss, but with all the taste and big on flavours. You're going to come on a journey with ingredients and specialities that I'm sure you've never heard of before. All my food is absolutely scrumdiddly-dumptious and will leave you wanting more. Today, I'm going to show you 3 fantastic dishes. All of them are jammed full of taste. And as I will show you, it's very simple. Next to me, I have my gorgeous daughter, Shakura, who's going to share some of her amazing vegan recipes. Now, she wasn't always a vegan, and I've had to get my head around that. Can be really difficult being a mum, having a child that used to be called the...
cherry picker.
And why was that?
I used to cherry pick the meat.
And now she's a vegan and doesn't even eat fish. But anyway, I got over it eventually, and you're going to talk us through our recipes today, aren't you, gorgeous?
Up today, we have brilliantly simple steamed vegetables with my very own homemade sauce, which is loaded with delicious flavours like tahini, garlic and lemon. So not only does it taste sensational, it's fantastically healthy as well. Then we have a stuffed pumpkin that is overflowing with yummy ingredients like kale, shiitake mushrooms and LSA formula. And for dessert, keeping with our all-vegan theme, a scrumptious chocolate tofu and banana pudding that can be whipped up in a jiffy.
Chocolate pudding doesn't sound very vegan to me.
It is vegan, I promise you, you will see. Okay, so what we're going to start off with, it's something I like to call the in and out, because you get in and you get out.
Have you got that, everybody? Hang on, I like that. Crew, are we listening?
Yep.
So what do? We get in.
And we get out.
Yeah, I like it. Woo! Okay, yeah.
Yes, okay, so basically what this is steamed vegetables with one of my special sauces.
Okay, so let's start with the ingredients.
Everything is all fresh produce, which is awesome. So we've got our cauliflower, our broccoli, we've got some carrots, we've got some mushrooms, our red and yellow peppers, and my favourite, bok choy, which I know is your favourite.
I'm smiling because it's my favourite as well. I love bok choy. And then we've got a little sauce on the side, haven't we? So
yes.
What's in that?
So this is very simple again. We've just got soy sauce, tahini, our garlic, lemon juice, and then we've also got your famous jerk seasoning. Kind of have to use this because Mum's here, but I love it.
I'm deaf in my left ear and she obviously thought I didn't hear that, but I actually did. But that's okay, we're gonna get started. Right, what am I doing, honey?
Okay, so I think we're gonna get our chop on.
Okay.
Chop, chop. Pun, what up? What? How is this chopping?
I don't know.
If you can karate chop these, I will be impressed.
Okay, so let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Woo, woo. Okay, so the dancing, singing cook here. So you're going to do the bok choy, and I'm over here doing the broccoli. Is that okay for you? Is that like that?
Yes. We just want them nice, easy, bite-sized, not too small, like so.
Right, so we've done our little chopping and dicing. What are we going to do next? Shakur, my darling, I'll switch on this noisy stovetop over here.
Yes.
So now we're going to steam our veggies. Now, Mum and I love our veggies to be crunchy, so this won't take long. But as always, you cook to how you like it.
A little bit of a zhuzh, is it?
A little bit of a zhuzh.
A little bit of a zhuzh, and then we're going to place the lid and
Yes.
make the sauce.
Yes.
Okay, so we place the lid on. Wonderful. Okay, let's move on to the sauce.
Moving on.
Should we slide?
Yeah. Sure, that could be dangerous.
Practice that. I can slide to the right, but not to the left. Okay,
Jazz
right,
hands.
so now how do we make your gorgeous sauce here?
Okay, so I've already explained the ingredients. We want to start off with the soy sauce, so we're just going to grab this and pour it into a separate bowl.
Okay, so it's about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce?
Yep, roughly.
Right.
Then we've got some tahini here.
Tahini? How much is that?
This is about a tablespoon.
Tablespoon of tahini, wonderful.
Yep. So we're just going to pop that in like that. Make sure you get all of the tahini. And now you're going to have to stir this around a bit.
To let it go into the...
Yeah, because the tahini's quite sticky and a bit thicker. Next, we're going to pop in the lemon juice.
The lemon juice.
Like so. So that's about 2 lemons there, roughly.
So next we're going to go in with the...
With the garlic.
Now you like your things tasting really strong, don't you?
I love garlic. I love strong flavours.
So, yeah, I love garlic too, but she likes it even stronger than me. And then we're going on to what seasoning?
We've got Mum's famous jerk seasoning.
Hot, hot, hot.
That's roughly a tablespoon.
Now, my daughter's put in 1 tablespoon of the jerk seasoning. Don't follow her if you can't do that, if you can't tolerate hot food, because she can basically eat fire. So we're pretty much done now. What we're going to do is take the steamed veggies off and pour over this amazing sauce to bring it all together and bring it to life. How much of that do I put on here, my darling?
We want to pop on 3/4 and save a quarter to drizzle over.
Over the finished, when you put it on the plate. Okay, so we're just going to put 3/4 in.
And give it a bit of a stir through.
This is what I do. We're going to taste this sauce. I could regret this, of course, because it's going to be really hot. So do you know what I'm going to do? That's right. Let the master taste our own sauce just to check that it is how it's supposed to be. Look at those beautiful colours, and I'm telling you, it smells delicious. You can smell the tahini, the jerk seasoning, everything's coming together. There you go, my darling. Don't choke.
It's going to be quite... Is this going to burn my lips off in terms of it is still steaming?
Yeah, just put it in. Okay. Family, you can go in. Oh, the citrus flavour, you can taste the lemons coming through, that heat of the jerk seasoning, and then everything is just dancing around.
The flavour's just jumping up and down on your taste buds, just moonwalking. Just
Jump. I can't remember what it was. So here we have the wonderful steamed, simple vegetables juiced up by this wonderful zesty sauce made up by my very gorgeous daughter, Shakura. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to put a little bit extra sauce on there, are we?
Yes, so we've saved some of the sauce and we're just going to pour this over like so.
Yeah, liking that. Great. So, I'm going to have a little taster.
Oh, I was going to go for that mushroom.
Oh, no, 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 no.
All right, I'll go for the broccoli then.
Perfectly cooked, perfectly steamed, and I must say, I am loving that sauce. Coming up after the break, we have the beautiful stuffed pumpkin that is loaded to the top with wonderful ingredients like kale, Italian tomatoes, and a lot more. The next dish involves one of my favourite vegetables, the pumpkin. I love the crown pumpkin because it has its own unique flavour. Shakura has put her own twist on it. Now, it's always a surprise when one of your children turns vegan. I've had to get my head around it. Of course, first of all, I thought it was just a little thing that she was going through, didn't I, darling?
Yes.
And so did her father. So did your father. He took the mickey out of you, didn't he? Yeah, you'll be blaming it all on him for this show, yeah. We're blaming it all on him. Now, this recipe apparently is all her own. She's made it up.
What do you mean apparently? I did make it up, I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. Can we move on to the ingredients, maybe?
Yes, we can move on to the ingredients.
The first ingredient is kale. After that, we're going to move on to shiitake mushrooms.
Now, what is that, my darling?
Okay, we've got LSA formula here. LSA formula is a mixture of ground linseed, sunflower seeds, and ground almonds. It's stacked full of fibre, and it just brings a bit of a crunchy texture to it as well.
Okay, so you can get it either in the supermarkets, ask for it, because sometimes they hide these things. Now, you don't want to make the mistake of asking for LSD. It's LSA, people. Say it with me at home. What is it? LSA, that's right. The crew are not awake yet, but next time they may join in with me. Next.
Tahini, which also is just your nutty quality there as well. We've got our onions, which we've pre-chopped up. We've got our garlic, We've got your famous jerk seasoning, which I've kind of heard a little bit about.
You must use equal parts whole and crushed black and white peppercorns, chili powder, chili flakes, garlic pepper, and chili garlic. Be careful because it's hot, hot, hot.
We've got our tinned spicy tomato. These are the Italian ones, so you can just buy these at any supermarket, really. We've got our spinach here, which we've also pre-hand rinsed along with our kale. And then finally, we've got our coconut oil, which we shall use for the glaze.
Okay, why are we using coconut oil and not just any regular oil?
Okay, so coconut oil, as well as just being a beautiful flavour, it's really, really good for you. It's high in satiety, so it keeps you fuller for longer. As well as that, it's a good fat, so you need your good fats in your diet, as you all probably know. And then lastly, it's just really good for your digestive system, so just really healthy as well as being a good flavour.
And we won't forget the hero, the pumpkin. So now we're going to go through the process. Shakora's actually going to talk me through this process because she doesn't believe I could get it right on national television. So it looks like the student has become the master. Okay, Shakora?
So just one more time, sorry, what was that? I've become the what?
The master for this recipe.
I heard master, we'll just leave it there, shall we? Okay, so moving on. Right, so we are going to start with, you ready?
Yes.
Yes?
I think so.
Okay, master speaking, so.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with the tahini. So I want you to put a good couple of teaspoons in the bottom there. And I want you to, as well as covering the base of the pumpkin, just make sure you get it all up around the sides.
And why are we getting up around the sides?
Just to make sure that every bite is just,
How's it go?
just.
Crew, how does it go? Great. I'm not sure if they're all there, but asleep. What do we do next?
Next, we're gonna put in a good tablespoon of LSA formula.
And we just sprinkle it?
Just sprinkle that up
Sprinkle on there. And that adds a nutty flavour you said before?
That's right. And the texture, a bit of crunch to the mix.
Crunch. Okay, where are we going from here?
Right, next we're gonna put in a handful of kale.
So we just place it in there like that. Great, okay.
Then we're gonna pop in our spinach. So the same amount, just handful, half a handful. Cool, okay. Next we're gonna put in our onions, just half a handful.
Half a handful.
And again, as I mentioned, this is, you can flavour to taste.
I'm using Italian tomatoes, but you can use plain or fresh. What is the reason behind you putting the tomatoes in now?
Basically, I don't want the pumpkin to get soggy while it's roasting. So by laying our leaves in first, we've got a nice base to put our tomatoes on. And also it's gonna help absorb the flavour. Again, for that.
Right, that flavour. Okay, yes. What's next on the tomatoes?
Next, we're gonna put in our garlic. So again, this is, you can flavour to taste. As Mum's already mentioned, I like it quite strong, so go ahead, put the whole thing in there.
Okay, there we go. No hostages there.
Then we're gonna put in our, well, your jerk seasoning.
Right, so I'm gonna put in, because I know my daughter fairly well, and I know that she likes her things hot, so we're gonna put in about a half a tablespoon. For you would be like maybe a quarter of a teaspoon if you're not used to the heat. Okay, next.
Next, we're going to pop in our mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms. Just a couple of those on there. Our what mushrooms? Sorry, what were they called again?
Oh, she's at it again. She's at it again, trying to get me to say something that I can't say very well. Shiitake. Is that it?
Yeah, they're close enough.
I have to go into my English BBC accent to say it. Shiitake. Do you like it? Look, say it with me at home. Shiitake. Is it right?
Close enough.
Okay.
Close enough.
Okay, moving on. Getting back to the
Moving
food.
on.
Getting back to the food. Okay, so we've got that layered in there like that. Push that down.
Pop that down.
Push that down.
Bit more kale, another half a handful. The same amount of spinach, just pop that on top there.
Place the leaves in like that, so it's nicely on top.
It's kind of just overflowing there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do one final drizzle of tahini. Now with this, I want you to go like that, like zigzag.
You hear that? Do it yourself, my darling. Would you like to? There we go.
Okay, I guess gotta... So with this, we want to just get it over the leaves like this. You might have to do a couple of teaspoons here.
Am I doing the sound effects?
You are, yeah. Where are the sound effects at? Where are my sound effects at?
Okay. And good grief. Ay.
Right, we're going to get our LSA formula. Go ahead, grab that spoon there.
I'm just going to go like that with my fingers, if that's,
that's
okay
fine,
with you.
yep. Just aim for the tahini and just sprinkle it on like that.
There we go. So I'm aiming for the tahini. Am I doing a good job?
Yep, bit more. Get all up in there.
That gives it its final crunch.
It
Yeah?
does, yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Yeah,
Cool.
cool.
All right, next we are going to do the final part of our dish. We're going to glaze it with our coconut oil.
So I'm doing this okay. So we've got the coconut oil going round.
Yep, so dab it around the outside and
Okay.
then drizzle it over the top
Drizzle
in the
it
middle.
over the top.
Yep, don't neglect that bit in the middle.
Okay.
Because we're roasting this dish, it's just going to help the pumpkin crisp up and just help it have a nice colour to it when it's finished as well.
Now the oven is on at 180 degrees and this pumpkin will take at least an hour and it should look like this, crispy and golden brown. So this wonderful creation by Shakora, what is it called again?
Roasted stuffed pumpkin.
Come out of the oven and I can smell all those beautiful flavours. Now you've put something on the side here. What is this?
I've actually accompanied it with wild rice.
Wild rice. And what's going on around here?
We've got some steamed spinach and kale, which we've just popped that coconut oil glaze on,
Great.
and we've popped in some onions as well.
Right, I'm not sure if I'm converted. I'll probably put a piece of pork on the side, but obviously not today. I'm going to have a taste now. It's looking absolutely delicious. Dive all the way in.
Just dive on in there.
So get right down to the bottom.
You want to get everything in one bite.
I'm loving the taste of the tahini. And crunch of those LSA seeds, are there?
LSA.
It's actually really, really tasty. You did a good job. That's fantastic.
I hear some surprise in your voice there, Mum. I feel like you would have known that it would be amazing coming from the what? The master.
Listen to her. Give them an inch. But you know what I mean. After the break, we're going to be making banana tofu chocolate pudding. Yep, you heard right. Tofu in a pudding. On our show today, I've been helped with my gorgeous daughter, Shakora. We've had two amazing, vegan, delicious, delectable, fast dishes. And what were they again?
First up, we had the In-N-Out steamed veggies. Bam! Then we had the roasted pumpkin. Bam!
And now we're going to have...
vegan chocolate banana pudding.
And this is a real treat, just 4 ingredients, and you're going to take us to those ingredients, aren't you?
Yes. For this vegan chocolate banana dessert, we have bananas, we have cocoa powder, we have sugar, and we have tofu. That's it, 4 ingredients.
Just 4 ingredients. And it's going to be delicious. Okay, so we're going to get down to the process now. This is going to be very fast. So you're going to need to concentrate at home. You're going to need to watch us, stick with us, because you've got 2 amazing, dazzling ladies that are super fast, super quick, and super tasty. Okay, right, so we're going to get down with the tofu. Now, that is a New Zealand brand?
Yes, so this is Tofu NZ, and it's also organic, this one, which by now you should know that I'm a fan of. And also something else you should know about this. This is the silken soft tofu. So there's 2 types, one hard, one soft. For this, we're using the soft one.
Soft.
So we are going to first chop up the bananas.
Okay, so there's a reason why you came up with this recipe.
Yes.
Let's throw that in there. And what was that about?
Well, I turned vegan, as I said, about 2.5 years ago, and it was actually only about a year before my 21st birthday, which I'm not a baby, I'm grown up. But yeah, everyone else was gonna have their cake and eat it too, and obviously I don't want to miss out being my birthday, so I decided to make a vegan treat, so I got to join in the festivities as well.
That's right. And people actually enjoyed it too. So you know how you think, oh, vegan, and I guess us non-vegans sort of think, ugh, it's going to be boring, it's not going to be great, it's not going to have anything in it, it's going to have nothing, you know. Tastes like, I think it's a saying of yours, you used to say fresh air pie without the pastry, was
Fresh
it?
air pie without the pastry.
Fresh air pie without the pastry, but this is definitely not fresh air pie. I can't even say it, but it's got all the taste and all the flavour. So we're just whipping through the bananas. Don't really have to be chopped up in any style, do they?
No, not really. I'm just a bit of a perfectionist. Wonder where I get that from. Okay, so I'm going to pop these bananas in the blender.
Right. You're going to chop up these
Yep.
softened, silken tofu. I'll say it again, I like that. Softened, silken tofu. Say it with me at home and the crew. Come on now, I want to hear you. Softened, silken tofu. There you go. Wonderful. I love the sound. It's got a nice ring to it. So she's come up with this wonderful vegan banana chocolate pudding.
Pudding! Is this Oprah now?
Pudding! And next we're going to go...
Everybody get some pudding!
Pudding.
Everybody get some pudding! Okay,
Right,
yeah, let's...
so we put in the cocoa. Or your cacao.
What was that? How does that go?
Doesn't matter, just put the sugar in. Or your agave. Right.
Okay.
You can put a little bit of water in or not?
Yeah, we will. We'll put a dash of water in. A dash, darling.
Okay, there goes the water. You can see it all going down. Oh, a bit of a more of a dash, but okay. Now we're gonna turn that on.
Okay, you ready?
Yep,
Okay.
I think.
Much love and attention. Give it a bit of a
Give it a
shake.
shake.
Shake it, shake it,
Shake, shake, shake.
And see. As you can see here, guys, nice and smooth, and that's gonna thicken up when we pop it in the fridge, which I believe is the next step.
Bam.
Bam.
Now, to make sure the pudding sets, leave it in the fridge for at least 1 hour. And when you take it out, its lovely velvety texture and strong chocolate flavours will knock your socks off. Finish it off with fresh strawberries and bananas. So here we are at the end of the show. We've had some amazing recipes. It's been great having my daughter Shakura on board with me today, teaching me about some new recipes, vegan recipes. Not sure if I'm convinced I'm going to go all the way there, but they have been super tasty. Next week, we'll be starting with my favourite kumbara and pumpkin soup. Then my son's absolute favourite finger-licking marinated pork spare ribs. And to finish, speedy banoffee tartlets. It's that time of the day again. Come on, fellas and ladies, let's tuck into this wonderful dessert.
Okay.
Everybody dance now.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah!